Yo! CH the Great. It's the truth with proof. The truth with proof, the truth with proof. If you nice with the sports, then he swooping through. He gon' highlight you. Ain't nobody live like us, fly like us. We gon' find you, put the city behind you. Let us know you got skills, we gon' be at a game. In the Northwest, we reppin' the city where it rain. Like, look, y'all, stats is up. We bout to crush y'all, whether b-ball or football. Good luck, dog. Take an L when you come against us. Shooting threes in your face, you bout to get crushed. You win some, you lose some. It's the truth with proof, where you getting your news from. Yeah, and we back on, streaming live every Tuesday, converge the platform. It's the truth with proof, the truth with proof. It's the truth with proof, the truth with proof. Hold up.
Going on, family? Before we start the Truth with Proof show, we got a call of action. I got somebody here that needs to make sure that everybody's aware, and they need the community support right now. So, without further ado, Demetrius Willis, what's going on, family? How are you?
What's going on, brother?
Yeah, what's going on? Now, I want to first say thank you for being here. I'm just trying to use my platform to make sure that, you know, problems can get solved as well as us having a good time. And so, you know, your daughter is missing and has been missing for 2 days, if that's
correct.
Okay. And so tell me a little bit about the situation right now and, you know, how you feeling right now?
Well, right now, the situation is, man, it's perplexed. I really have no idea. Police has no idea about her whereabouts. We're using, every resource possible to try to pinpoint and locate where this lady is with my daughter, cousins, aunts, uncles, whatever. I did a news conference yesterday just to, you know, help pick up and speed up the process. And man, I said it. I'll say it once. I say it again. This is my worst nightmare, man. I wouldn't wish this shit on nobody.
I mean, after all of the things that you have gone through to get your daughter and get full custody of your daughter, this actually happens. And I really, you know, I'm a little bit taken back and angry a little bit, just simply due to the fact that, you know, court orders was in place. The place that they had the visitation, they didn't have enough staff, I guess, per se, or whatnot, for her to be able to just take that daughter out of that facility. That was one that was angered me. And two, it's no damn Amber Alert. That's one thing that really bothers me, is that it's no Amber Alert for a missing child that somebody has kidnapped. That bothers me. So before he finishes and all of that, I got to make sure y'all hear me out, okay? It's Amber Alerts for everything around here. And I think the Washington State Patrol and somebody got to answer to that, because a child is missing and you haven't put out an Amber Alert. That makes no entire sense at all. It's a child missing and got kidnapped from a facility, and she knew better. Let's figure that out, y'all. Something got to be answered by that. I need y'all to make sure y'all getting on whoever does the Amber Alert. I think it's the Washington State Patrol, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, from my knowledge, is the police can't help put out an Amber Alert unless they have a description of the vehicle. And from what I gained from both supervisors that were in attendance of each side of the building, were that they had got no description of the car. They never even saw what car she got into.
Wow.
So
so you don't know what kind of car she's gotten into, or, you know, where she would actually go to with your child?
No. I mean, the floor beneath her is shrinking. There's really, she's plastered everywhere. There's very little space, whether she'd have to leave the country, but she cannot, for things that I can't really say as to why she can't leave the country. This is practically nationwide due to the amount of shares and the locations of where the shares are at. Like, she will be recognized. She has a very recognizable features, and
And what's those features? If
she has,
make sure you tell them that.
She has a cherry tattoo on, I want to say, either the right or left side of her face, on this around this area. She has a mole distinctively near her nose, and it's, I mean, you really cannot miss it. It's very distinctive.
And so, family, I just wanted to ask you, first I wanted to come on the show. First, I say I love you, because I always
appreciate
say that to people I've always seen grow up. And I've seen you become a great man. And fighting for your kid and being able to actually get your kids, custody of your kid is actually that's bigger than the championship around here, because most men lose battles so much they get tired and stop going.
You know what's crazy?
For you to do that was great.
You know what's crazy? Like, you say that because, I used to kind of like toot my nose up against men that just quit. I never understood it. Like, I never thoroughly processed that. And then once I got into the thick of it, and I get it. There's a point of where us as men, we don't really have like a safety net in society. We're looked to as being that strong person. You can't cry, you can't show emotion that shows a lack thereof in strength or whatever, right? Society deems that as weak. And me being a black man, and everything that our people have endured in this great nation, it's not something that you can afford to do. And I get why men quit. Like, emotionally, we're not built for that. That's not something for any human being, male, female, to endure, man. Like, it'll drive you insane. I remember countless of nights where I'm feeling depressed. I've had many nights where it was sleepless. It had me doing things I didn't have any business doing, just to make sure that put me in straight survival mode, because then all my focus is on making sure that I get my kid. For me, my biological father was killed in a car accident before I was born. So becoming a father was like, was everything. This was, it was monumental. It meant something. And so this woman knows, she knew that was the only way to hurt me. This was she used my child as a chess piece. It was her little piece of power that she had over me.
Well, I don't want that chess piece to be any longer. I want you to make sure that we get your daughter back safe and sound. For everybody, make sure you're on the lookout for this lady right now. I want you guys all to peep the scene around here. Make sure you checking everybody. It's up to us as well as it up to police. It's up to us too. If you see her, say something. I don't want to be hearing this. She was my sister's uncle's auntie's cousin. I don't want to hear that, because right now this is against the law. Okay, and you actually taking the rights of a parent, and that's not good. And I just want you guys to make sure the community's here, and I want you guys to first support him in what's going on. And he just wants his daughter back. And yeah, I really appreciate you coming on, man. I would say to you that I got your back tenfold, you hear me? And I'm always a phone call away. It ain't just about photography and the next shot, right?
No, facts.
It's just about us growing and getting better. And it's gonna make us better. I promise you. It's gonna make us better. One way or another, it's gonna make us better. Because we aim for greatness. You hear me?
That's absolutely true.
Yeah, man. So I really appreciate you coming on the show, bro.
I appreciate you for having me, man.
Yeah, man. Coming up next after this break, we're gonna have another, Shay, we gotta do the roundup, Shay. Okay, we gotta get busy with that. So after this break, we're gonna have Shaylon on the show so we can talk high school football, baby.
Get ready, everyone. October 24th and 25th, Convergent Media is heading right back to the Paramount Theater. Join me, Besa Gordon, Eric Calligraphy, Trey Holiday, and the entire Convergent Media family as we once again broadcast live with conversations on art, culture, mental health, community issues, and more. Trust me, you won't want to miss a single moment. Head over to whereweconverge.com for more information, and we will see you October 24th and 25th, streaming live across all Converge media platforms.
Community, it's been 3 years since we've been able to celebrate in person at our annual Evening of Choice. And this year at Access in Pioneer Square on October 19th at 6 p.m., we will be back together again, celebrating our journey, healing towards justice. This past couple of years have been incredibly difficult for our young people and our community at large. And one thing that has become clear and absolutely true is there's one way forward that brings all of us together, and that's as we heal. And when our young people heal, they're truly able to become who it is they've been purposed to be. So on this evening, you'll hear stories of our young people, hear the evolution of our organization as we emphasize healing in our cause. And together we will celebrate another year of impact and growth as we journey towards justice together. Again, it's at Access in Pioneer Square, 6 p.m. on October 19th, and live streaming will be available through YouTube at I Choose 180.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, Proving the Play. Welcome. I want you first to say like, comment, and share. I appreciate D. Wilkes to come down here and speak his piece about what's going on in his situation. I need all the community support. Now, the roundup is here, baby. Friday Night Lights was jam-packed. 2 unbeaten teams, and we got to talk about it. Shaylon, how you feel, family?
I'm good, man.
Oh, man, I'm good, too.
Big chilling.
Now, didn't you predict Garfield winning that game?
I did. That was my prediction.
Okay, so Garfield, yeah, but we got to talk about this because
at halftime, it was looking good.
It was all right.
10-10.
But it was 10-10, but I think Garfield made too many mistakes.
No.
Special team. Number 55 for Eastside Catholic was bullying everybody on the offensive line.
That's not a mistake. I mean, he was just really, that kid was really just that good. He
was really him.
He was really that good.
He was him. I think because he 3 miscues on the punt.
Yeah,
made them always. The defense was always fighting on their side of the ball.
Yeah, no, they were. That was the downfall probably that game with them and Garfield on Garfield's end. It was special teams for sure. And it was just special teams, bro. Special teams and what they got a pick.
And no run game. I think it was no run game. I think their run game, they're gonna have to get in between the tackles in a minute here and get 3-4 yards apiece. I think this son is fooling a lot of these offenses out here, thinking that they're gonna pass and do some pretty offenses when this rain and storm come, because that ain't gonna happen around here. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You better get down and get you a lunchbox and sit on down and have some lunch. I'm telling you that right now. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say is that you're gonna have to get those 3 and 4 yards apiece. And if you don't get those 3 or 4 yards, 3 and 3 is 9. Okay, yeah. I'm working with a good.
It's a game of inches.
It's a game of inches, and if you're not really getting those 3 or 4 yards in the run game, you're gonna have to figure out how you can do that because this rain is coming. That's all I'm gonna say. I think. Because it was sunny today.
It most definitely would have been at least a little wet on the field, like by now.
By now?
It usually rains. You feel me? By now, yes.
I mean, it never rains in Southern California. It rained up here. Okay? It does rain up here. I don't know, I think the sun is kind of fooling them. But this Eastside Catholic game, I think the quarterback really showed some poise for Eastside Catholic.
Yeah.
I think
he's good.
He's really good. I think he's one of the top quarterbacks here in Metro. EJ was dealing with a hamstring issue.
Yeah, he got hurt late in the game.
Halftime. I think it's been a nagging injury that has been happening to him. But I think right now Garfield's going to have to find another quarterback just in case. Because, like I said again, if you got a nagging injury and this wetness is coming, I'm telling you. You better take care of yourself right now. You athletes, take care of yourself right now. I don't think y'all eating the proper foods that you're supposed to be eating too, but that's way out of my league. I ain't even gonna go there with y'all, okay? But the players of the game for you, the roundup players of the game for you for that Eastside Catholic Garfield game. I want to give you offense and defense.
Offense and defense. On both teams, or just like
Well,
period.
If you want to go both teams, that's fine. You can give.
I mean, the defensive player of the game, I'm giving it to 55.
Yeah,
55 was the all-around defensive player of the game.
She's just
Completely dominated the trenches. Straight up.
He dominated. Somebody said he was a DN. I was like, no, he ain't.
He's a D tackle.
He is a D tackle, and he was in there doing the Aaron Donald. He was
Most definitely had the finesse
talking
moves.
everybody in there. Jesus. Okay, the offensive 55 was something serious for real.
Offensive player of the game, I'm going with the quarterback, QB from Eastside. I forgot what his last name is, but it's like McHenry or something like that.
I think it's McHenry. I got a picture of the throw the touchdown throw. It was pretty awesome. I just loved his poise in there, and they kept him upright. They had Big Michael, which is I still feel he's the best defensive player in the
still. I haven't seen nobody.
I ain't seen nobody no better. He was
because 55 can dominate the trenches, but he's not about to go back there and play linebacker though.
Go back there and cover.
So,
I think Mike can do both of them, which is special when you can put your hand in the dirt and you can cover. That's a special talent. But I think Michael was going on the tight end. That's 6'5", and he was making sure negating that tight end, which made somebody else have to step up. I think the ejection from Imani, sorry about that. Imani, the ejection of him in the second half hurt Garfield a little bit because that kind of hindered their defense because he's a tremendous player right there, Imani. I think it got chippy in that, in the beginning of the second quarter, but I think Eastside Catholic kept knocking away at it, and I think it warmed Garfield down a little bit.
They most definitely wore him down. They wore him down, and you can kind of see as the game was going on. But I mean, it happens
now,
when you're going up against
now, since we talking about this right now, what's the power for right now? What is the Metro's power for right now, Chaylon?
I really hate to say it, but Eastside Catholic's first.
Okay.
Secondly, I'm gonna have to pick O'Day. Because I don't, and then Garfield, but I don't know, because the game of the week is the Hood Classic this week. So hey,
listen to me.
Listen
to hey, hold on. Put me on the
Hey, it's a 50-50
the
chance.
Hood Classic is this Saturday, 2:00 p.m. Y'all better be there. I'm telling you, if I don't get a hot dog from somebody's back truck or something that's been frying hot dogs or something in here, I'm gonna be a little upset. Okay, I need y'all to come on out here. It's the Hood Classic, Rainier Beach versus Garfield at Memorial Stadium, 2:00. Who you got, Shaylon?
I think Garfield's gonna come back. I think this is their redeem game. I think this is their redemption game.
Okay, I mean, listen, I'm gonna tell you like this though. Rainier Beach just put hands and feet on them last year. I'm talking hands, feet, and elbow grease.
They did.
The people's elbow. I promise you, they did. Okay. Now, Garfield, they got talent right now, but they just got smacked in the mouth. And now we got to really see how they're going to actually play out now. After getting smacked in the mouth, let's see the reaction. And I think it's going to be a closer game than what most people think. I think it's going to go down to who has the last stamina because it's going to be a lot of head knocking off in there. I'm telling you. And the people that's playing both ways, they're going to have to be in control of that game, and they're not going to be tired of the fourth quarter. Whoever has the most stamina this game and runs the football effectively, because Trey Scott runs that football. Big shout out to Trey Scott. He just committed to Montana State. Big shout out to him. I'm going to make a little mix for you. Don't even trip. I got you, baller. You know what I'm saying? But big shout out to him. He runs the football with authority.
He runs downhill.
He get 3 and 4 yards, like I just said about this weather in here. The people that can get 3 and 4 yards a tick, you're gonna win the football game. And you get the line of scrimmage, you can actually be effective. And I think Garfield has to go back to trying to figure out who's gonna run that football effectively. The 3 and 4 yards, not the skit and scats, not the jet sweeps and all of that. They're gonna have to figure out who's gonna be in the trenches running that football. But it's gonna be a close game. You got Garfield. Let's I ain't.
It's
got
up in the air though.
I don't be predicting. I'll let Shay do that.
It's up in the air. It's a 50-50 chance, but I'm going with Garfield, though.
Okay,
I don't think it's gonna be no blowout by any means. No.
I think it's these seniors last time playing Rainier Beach. Whoa. It's about to go down, y'all. Y'all better be there. Garfield had they wasn't playing, the band wasn't playing that much after they started losing, though. But the first half, they was but that second half,
it was quiet.
But the game of the week, you gonna be there Saturday?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm gonna pull up.
Well, come on, pull up, man. Don't be fronting. We got to do the pregame show, man. It was pretty dope. Where's Day at? Because I didn't get the airdrop.
I didn't get there. I got the text message, but we need the airdrop.
Yeah, we need the airdrop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this week, game of the week is Rainier Beach versus Garfield, the Hood Classic. There's some other games on the 21st. There's going to be some real key games that we're going to talk about next week. And I can't wait for those games. But this Hood Classic, we got to be ready because it is some implication here. Both of them only lost one game right now. One being the O'Day, and then Eastside Catholic beating Garfield. So they only lost to the top teams, and that's the Power Four we have right now. So it's going to be a good game.
Most definitely is.
But I will be there. But Shaylon, man, I appreciate you coming on the show as usual. It's the roundup. We don't get no better than that, baby. We're going to be at the games. You hear me? Coming up next, I have Diandre Campbell, a world traveler and a trainer of most. So you guys stay tuned. We're going to be right back in a second. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and share. Shoot.
Basically, fam, believe in giving. Like, we have to be willing to give more, and people seem to always think giving means money, but nah, bro. It's like you can give time, you can give understanding, you can give access, you can give a listening ear and an open heart. You can give and share your God-given gifts and talents, but you just got to give.
Get ready, everyone. October 24th and 25th, Conversion Media is heading right back to the Paramount Theater. Join me, Besa Gordon, Eric Calligraphy, Trey Holiday, and the entire Conversion Media family as we once again broadcast live with conversations on art, culture, mental health, community issues, and more. Trust me, you won't want to miss a single moment. Head over to whereweconverge.com for more information, and we will see you October 24th and 25th, streaming live across all Converge Media platforms.
Community, it's been 3 years since we've been able to celebrate in person at our annual Evening of Choice. And this year at Access in Pioneer Square on October 19th at 6 p.m., we will be back together again, celebrating our journey, healing towards justice. This past couple of years have been incredibly difficult for our young people and our community at large. And one thing that has become clear and absolutely true is there's one way forward that brings all of us together, and that's as we heal. And when our young people heal, they're truly able to become who it is they've been purposed to be. So on this evening, you'll hear stories of our young people, hear the evolution of our organization as we emphasize healing in our cause. And together we will celebrate another year of impact and growth as we journey towards justice together. Again, it's at Access in Pioneer Square, 6 p.m. on October 19th, and live streaming will be available through YouTube at I Choose 180.
What's going on, family? It's the Truth with Proof, and I'm your host, your main man, Proving the Play, and I got a special guest right now, Diandre Campbell. What's going on with your family?
Not much, man. Just another day, another opportunity out here, you know what I'm saying, to support what you got going on.
And I appreciate you supporting me and what's going on. You know what I mean? I always follow you on what you have going on, and you're everywhere. You put a little positivity in everywhere you go at. But you're a world traveler. What made you start traveling though? Because I love the fact that you travel and see the world a lot more than like the average person would.
So I'll say I think the thing that made me want to travel, man, was watching movies when I was a little kid. You know, like watching all these different action movies like James Bond and all these different type of movies I used to watch growing up. It just made me desire to go see what that was like in person. You know, not just watching on a movie, or, you know, if I'm on the computer, you know how you look on the computer, if you don't bother, those random pictures and videos that used to come up, all those different things motivated me to just want to go out and actually see it for myself. And once I actually, the first trip that I took out of the country was I went to Bali, Indonesia. And I think that was like an eye opener for me, because it was like these people in this other country that is extremely far away from where I'm from and what I'm used to. They have less than what I have back home, but they're just as happy, you know. And so seeing people that don't have as much be just as happy. Just it changed my mindset and mentality that it's not just about the things that you have, but it's about the atmosphere that you create with the people that you have around you. And so once I saw that, man, it was just like, you know, I wanted to go see where else in the world it was like that, you know. So and then it hasn't stopped since.
Oh,
then.
you bring you taking your flavor with you now.
Yeah, man.
Getting took with you now.
Yeah.
I wanted to get back to, you know, how did it all start going to UW and actually, you know, your love for football, because you know it kind of transpired that I wanted to talk about travel just because I wanted to hear. About your thoughts, but like we're gonna get back into the mode of how you got to UW and you know your place here in the city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what made you fall in love with the game of football at a young age?
Man, so honestly, if I'm being honest with you, football wasn't my first love.
Oh, really?
Nah, football was not my first love, man.
Talk to him, because you know it's a whole lot of people don't want to do multiple sports. So holla at them.
So for me, man, the first sport that I fell in love with was basketball. I was a hooper through and through. You know, my brothers played, so I played, and so I was just committed to that. And my brother started playing tackle football in high school, and so I was still in middle school. And you know, only thing I played football wise was like throw it up tackle at recess or at lunch or something like that. And so then when I got to high school, my older brothers played. So I was like, well, since they play, I'm gonna just sign up and play. So I signed up my freshman year, and the high school football coach, he saw something in me my freshman year, just naturally going out there off my basketball ability, and he invested in me along with the other coaching staff that they wouldn't just let me be a hooper. Like they used to literally, like I remember to this day, it was a point in time during the offseason where they took me into the locker room or into the weight room, and it was just all the coaches in there, and they closed the door. And I was like, man, what I do now? I ain't even do nothing. I know my grades is good. And so they were just like, listen, man, we realized that there's something in you that every kid on this team doesn't have. And you have the ability to put yourself in a position to where your family doesn't have to pay for college. And I was like, okay. And they were like, but they knew I still wasn't convinced because I wanted to be a hooper. And so they were like, listen, let me ask you a question. How many scholarships do you get on the basketball team? And I think I said 10 or 8 or 10. And they said, how many do you get on the football team? And I said, I don't know, maybe 30. They said closer to 60 or 70. And it was like, look at the numbers and look at the opportunity. And so it was just like their ability to convince me that there was more to me than just being a basketball player, and, you know, convincing me that if I put the work in and dedication in it, I could put myself in a position to go to college for free. That just motivated me. And I didn't look back. And so when I got the opportunity to come to the University of Washington, I committed. You know what I'm saying? The other reason I committed to Washington, because when I got off the plane and I came down I-5, I saw downtown Seattle was a skyrise, and I was like, oh, it's a city. Okay, because I never been to Seattle. So I was like, okay, this is a city. I grew up in the city, so let's just see what the campus about and the environment. And from then it was all she wrote.
Oh, you must have came in the summertime, huh?
Actually, I didn't. I came in December.
Oh, whoa! You came right in the midst of winter.
I came in the midst of winter, and it was raining and it was cold, and I was just like, it just reminded me it was a city. So I was like, okay, it may rain, it may get cold, but it's a city, right? And I knew that I did not want to go to. I didn't want to go to a college town. Like I didn't want to just be in a city and be stuck there, and all I got is the college there. I was like, nah, that's not me. I'm not like that. So I know if I got a city near where the college is, I can go to the city if I want to get away from the college, or I can go to the college to stay away from the city. Either or, I got that option.
Yeah. That's pretty dope. Now you did your career at UW, and then now you're not playing right now. You started Warrior Academy.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about why you started Warrior Academy, and then what's Warrior Academy about?
Yeah. So the reason I started Warrior Academy was because I realized that there were a group of people out there that could contribute from the experience that I had, but also the things that I learned. And so, getting all the way to college, getting to the NFL, being coached by some of the best coaches in the game, being able to play with some of the best players in the game. I knew that I had the experiences built up to really be able to take a kid that had never played in the NFL before in their life, or may never play in the NFL in their life, as young as 7 years old. If I can teach them the same things that I learned as an NFL player at 7 years old, and they continue to be indoctrinated with that philosophy and mindset and mentality, they can get much further ahead than I did when I got to the NFL. And they can start in life much earlier just by taking on
Getting
those
those
principles.
repetitions.
Because football is more than just a game. It teaches you about life if you understand how to apply it. And so I just understood that if I could teach a kid how to apply this thing on the football field and help them see through different training methods how to apply that in life, that'll make them better overall, not just players, but as young men altogether.
Man, listen, hold up. First of all, I just bypassed this whole career like he didn't make it to the NFL, right?
Man,
did y'all feel that? I mean, y'all see it? I mean, thank you for wiggling that in, because I'm so engulfed in the conversation, I forgot all about the resume.
It's all good, man.
But you have a resume.
I do, man.
Holla at Chukwala. He got a resume. NFL even. Okay, and so now what is it about training kids that you would want to do that and continue to do that? Because some people just do it because they got a son that's about to come up, so they automatically start training.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What is it that just you want to just go get kids and make them better than what they, just because they want to be better, so you want to make them better?
Yeah, so I'd say it's two things. The first thing was one of the first kids that I trained. We had been training for, I want to say, we probably been training for about 2 to 3 weeks. And all I started with when I started my football training business was a football and like 6 cones. So we were really just going off of, my understanding of the game and putting him through different drills to just help him. And he had never played receiver before. And so, in that 2 to 3 week time span, his dad comes up to me after one of our training sessions. He said, "Hey man, I just want you to know that I appreciate you." And I'm like, "Okay, I don't know why you're saying that." He was like, "I just want you to know that you've been a godsend to me and my family and my son. He's showing up better on the football field. He's showing up better in the classroom and even at home doing his chores and taking care of his business. And I just want to let you know that I appreciate you and me and my family appreciate you." And so after that session was over, I sat in the car for like an hour and I was like, man, like you never knew when you got started that this was the impact that you had the ability to make. So it was like, you can do more of that and you have the ability to do more of that. And then the second thing, man, I think for me is, I'm able to go out there and work with a kid and, and actually continue to do this because I'm about the impact of the kids. I'm not about the clout. You know what I'm saying? Like if a kid, works with me and he goes on to be a D1 athlete, that's great. If a kid works for me and he goes to an NAIA or a D2 or D3 school, that's great too. Why? Because at the end of the day, I'm helping him push towards his goals and his dreams because of, like I said, the life lessons that we're able to implement during the training sessions to where, whether they stay with me or they continue to train with me or they stop training with me, I've still created an imprint on their life. So that way, whether they don't train with me ever again, they know that they were impacted by the experience that they had when we were training together. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not chasing the clout or the reputation or the fame or anything like that. It's really just about impacting these kids because I've seen the results of what it can do.
Man, and you know what? When you've seen the results for yourself, that's great life lessons that can be taught on the football field towards these kids that are our future. And, all we have to do is really, encourage and cheerlead them as much as possible and give them some tools. So, for what they want to do, not the tools that you want them to have,
right?
But the tools that they need for them to accomplish their goals, which is always great when, us as adults see that, right? We see the tools that they need and then we try to give them those tools. Yeah. And I think you're doing a great job of doing that. And it's not in a glorified fashion. It's in a relationship fashion.
Exactly.
Exactly. And I've seen that in your success. You like the success of them being from, wasn't in the game that much to now I'm a starter and I'm catching footballs.
Exactly.
And that's what you want to see out of your players that you train.
Exactly.
And I really admire that.
Yeah.
But I want to know what's next for D. Campbell. You know what I mean? You got the Warrior Academy. You're traveling everywhere. Okay, your profile pictures is on fleek. You're on Tuxedo Tuesday every Friday. Okay, what's going on? What is next for D. Campbell?
Man, I'm doing a couple of different things right now. One of the things that I'm doing right now is I'm working on with my business partner on getting a trucking business going. And I think the biggest thing for me right now is just diversifying. You know what I'm saying? I've been in this lane for I feel like a long enough time to where I want to expand it to different things to really be able to make more of an impact. And one of the things that I found out, from my financial advisor years ago was that the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. And so I was like, 7 streams. Okay, I'm thinking I've never been taught in my life that, so it's like, okay, well, now how do you pivot to where you stop working, you stop trading your time for freedom and you start doing the opposite. And so I think for me, man, just figuring out different ways to do that, but at the same time, continue to make an impact. You know what I'm saying? Like for me right now, one of the things that I have going on through actually the city of Seattle that'll start next week is a partnership that we're calling a Wellness for Culture. And so what we wanted to do with that was we wanted to take the opportunities that people have from particular areas to be able to, participate in different fitness activities. We wanted to, open that opportunity up to them in the Rainier Beach area. And so we'll be starting the next week. It'll include, HIIT, calisthenics, yoga. We'll be doing some nutrition education, and some different challenges to help, the inner city community be more healthy. One of the things that we understand, as people of color is that we are more reactive than proactive. You know what I'm saying? We'll wait till something is wrong with us to do something versus taking those measures and gain the understanding necessary to, keep those things from happening to us, but also future generations that come behind us.
Yes.
So that's what, I'll be starting that, to implement that next week. We'll be doing that Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, or Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, from 6:15 to 7:30 at Atlantic Street Center, right around the corner from Rainier Beach. So, as I continue to expand, and expand on the opportunities that I have afforded to me, I still want to continue to, stay grounded and rooted and continue to help people.
Man, I see that, but you still grinding for yours, which is great.
Exactly.
I do want to give you a little tidbit, little bug in your ear, that I think you might be perfect for to take control of, not take control, but get some control over youth football.
Okay.
At this point, the reason I say that is because that is where most of the violence is going on in youth football. That's where the violence is going. It's not high school football, it's youth football.
Okay.
This past weekend, we had a shooting at a game. This is the third gun incident this season. I ain't gonna go to the past seasons.
Right.
And so I think that at this time, it needs different structure. It needs to be structuralized differently to make sure everybody's accounted for, to keep a standard level of how we're playing this game. Because you got to respect the game to love it.
Right.
And I think they've fallen out of respecting the game.
Yeah.
And I think now it needs to be some kind of structure within the whole state so all of us can come together and play football for us.
Yeah.
Washington football should be supreme, not this team trying to go over here.
Right.
It should be all of us trying to better ourselves within the state.
Yeah.
And right now what I'm seeing is violence, 1, and egos, 2.
Yeah, no, and I think, violence, 1, and I think that's because of the egos. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at it, it's parents and coaches. It's parents having issues with coaches. I don't remember the coach's name, but I think it happened in Texas a couple months ago.
Yes.
Losing his life, at a youth football game. I think one of the biggest things that I see is the idea that, coaches want to play their favorite players. That's what they want to do. But the parents' expectation is that their son is going to be on the field is what also I think causes the biggest thing. Like, they think their son should be starting over this kid, or they think their son should be starting over this kid. But the reality of it is that you experience that in college. You experience that in the NFL. And that's a natural thing that you're going to have to experience if you're going to be a professional in any field. Not just football, but in any field that you go into.
Any field.
There's going to be competition. And sometimes when you show up and there's competition and you lose, it's not the end all be all. And I think one of the things is that people aren't okay with losing. They're not okay with the fact that the lesson that they can learn from losing. I've learned a lot more lessons in my life from failing than I did succeeding. And it's like, if you're able to, wrap the kid's head around, like, hey, you may not be that good right now, right? But if you put the work in, you can get there. It may take you longer than this other kid who may be more naturally gifted, but that doesn't mean you can't get there. And the reason that I believe in that is because I wasn't the most naturally gifted kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't the fastest kid. I couldn't jump the highest, but I knew how to work hard, and I knew I wasn't going to let nobody deny me of an opportunity that I felt like I believe I deserved. So, having people, that encourage that process, more so than praise just the results, because everybody wants the results because they want the clout so that they can brag to this person and that person when it's less. And that's when it becomes more about the adults than it becomes about the kids.
Yeah,
And so then you have this, oh, we want to go play over here, or we want to go play over there, or I don't want my son on this team, or I don't want my son on that team. And it's
bro, I didn't see transfer pictures. Yeah, I'm transferring to this organization. I'm like, man, he's 10. What are you talking about?
Elementary, middle school, like even high school, like you transferring to another high school. I'm like, listen, all that stuff does not even matter, because at the end of the day, I say this all the time. Your kid he could have 50 offers from all around the country, right? But he can only go to one school, right? But then the other thing is that he may go to that one school and may be a 4- and 5-star recruit and may never see the field, because that's a reality situation that you get in college sports. You know what I'm saying?
Sure is.
You come in with the clout, but if you don't show up, and if there's somebody that got less stars, it's better if the coach is trying to do what he can to keep his job, he's going to play that better kid. Unless he gets into politics of recruiting and all that type of stuff, which does happen as well. But, understanding that, you can't get comfortable in any situation, and that's what
Lil Wayne said that. Baby girl, don't you ever get too comfortable. Okay, and listen,
but yeah,
I mean, you gotta make sure you're not comfortable, and making sure you're striving to maintain your greatness. You know what I mean? Because first of all, greatness is just not given to you. You earn that son of a gun. Right. Okay. And then the maintenance of it, to maintain that greatness is even more of a more pressure, because you didn't already got there. You've seen it. You didn't taste greatness. So you want to keep tasting it every day. And so, adding on is always good. But you know what? It's always a pleasure talking to you. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you always coming and supporting me, like always. And I'm going to continue to support you. I want to first, because I know there's some people around here that might want some football training. Yeah. Right. And they might want, to follow you in your journey going to travel to, Las Vegas and all of that. Okay. Hey, give them right there. Get right there and tell them what's going on. Tell them how they can follow you, support you. Tell them how they can get involved in the Warrior Academy.
Okay. Yeah. So getting involved with Warrior Academy, I have a website. It's www.diandrecampbell.biz. I have all the different tabs. There's Warrior Academy group training. There's fitness training, personal and group training as well. And also do social media partnerships. And then you follow me on Instagram at CampbellBoyDre. And then follow the Warrior page at warrior.acad. Those, if you can't find me on any of those, just type my name in on Facebook, or even Google, honestly, at this point.
You know what? But some of the people that went to college with you probably noticed you from the shimmy, but we ain't gonna go there. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on the True.
Shout out to the Noops. Yo, to the Noops.
Oh, here we go. See, I knew the pretty boy. I had to go to yo.
Hey, come on, man.
Out here on me. Listen, coming up next, I have BP Parker coming to the show with his Love is Dope BP Parker brand. I cannot wait to dive in. And he's more energetic than I am. So we're going to see what's going on. Yo, stay tuned. The Truth or Proof.
In the depths of Belize, the travelers come across the waters, harvesting with their hands, learning of resilience rooted deep in the lands. Culture thriving like a fire ablaze, sizzling with a pop and a chop, sharing its ways. Knowledge simmers and grinds into the hearts and minds, cutting away from the surface stories and colonial lies, boiling it down, breaking its shell as the truth pours out and gets plated collectively with love, spooned into bowls, feeding the soul. Garifuna, alive and strong at Palmetto Grove.
Basically, fam, believe in giving. Like, we have to be willing to give more, and people seem to always think giving means money, but nah, bro. It's like you can give time, you can give understanding, you can give access, you can give a listening ear and an open heart. You can give and share your God-given gifts and talents, but you just got to give.
Get ready, everyone. October 24th and 25th, Conversion Media is heading right back to the Paramount Theater. Join me, Besa Gordon, Eric Calligraphy, Trey Holiday, and the entire Conversion Media family as we once again broadcast live with conversations on art, culture, mental health, community issues, and more. Trust me, you won't want to miss a single moment. Head over to whereweconverge.com for more information, and we will see you October 24th and 25th, streaming live across all Converge Media platforms.
Community, it's been 3 years since we've been able to celebrate in person at our annual Evening of Choice. And this year at Access in Pioneer Square on October 19th at 6 p.m., we will be back together again, celebrating our journey, healing towards justice. This past couple of years have been incredibly difficult for our young people and our community at large. And one thing that has become clear and absolutely true is there's one way forward that brings all of us together, and that's as we heal. And when our young people heal, they're truly able to become who it is they've been purposed to be. So on this evening, you'll hear stories of our young people, hear the evolution of our organization as we emphasize healing in our cause. And together we will celebrate another year of impact and growth as we journey towards justice together. Again, it's at Access in Pioneer Square, 6 p.m. on October 19th, and live streaming will be available through YouTube at I Choose 180.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, Proof from the Play. This is the Truth with Proof show, and I got a new outfit. This is the first time I did a wardrobe change off from the show. Okay, I got this Love is Dope brand from BP Parker and his BP brand. What's going on, BP Parker? How you feel?
I mean, I feel good. I feel real good. It's real right now, but I feel real good, though.
Okay, it's real, but you feel real good right now.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
I'm glad you feel good, and I appreciate you coming down to the show. I really want to know what inspired you to just start this Love is Dope brand.
Man, this the whole brand really came from it really stems from seeing y'all the whole nine down at the Chop 2020. You know,
Okay.
Yeah, that's where the foundation of everything. When we was down there writing the smoke of everything, but giving inspiration, giving spoken word to our people, to our people. You know, when it was looking real down and dark, we like, you know, we about this action about our people, but let's bring some love in it. Let's bring some love in it and actually still have actionables about that and just spreading that energy down there. And that's where the main root of actually going business afterward happened, because we realized the media that came with it, it wasn't enough just speaking. So we had to make sure we put our business minds on spreading more love through the transportation of clothing. But that was just one vehicle of it, just to bring the glue together from the message that we're giving.
And what is that message, man? You know, I think the people want to know what that message is. I've heard it before. I think the people need to know.
Right.
If new people that's watching the show, the Truth or Proof show, ain't never met BP Parker or the BP brand, what is your inspiration, my brother?
Man, the brand represents love, grind, and growth. And everything that we represent. And like we always say, you might hear it once, you might hear it twice. It's a real heartbeat with inside this material and these clothing. There's so much more than just a slogan. When we say love is dope, love, grind, and growth, everything that myself, my brother, and my partners about my real life, whether you see me with my wife, without my wife, wherever in the world, is representing real life growth. It's representing real life love. And that's what we represent in everything we do. So that's where the BP brand stems from, that heartbeat inside, the real activity, the real action steps behind love, grind, and growth.
Man, love, grind, and growth.
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
You know, I try to love my people, and I try to live and learn at the same time. You know, I'm trying to a little big Joe Republic. You got to live and learn.
Come on.
Brothers, okay, listen, you know, I didn't show my age. I just know old music.
Come
okay?
on now.
Old soul, all right? So, you know, I've seen your grind, and you're everywhere. I'm talking about, like, you at the bar mitzvahs, you at the karaoke spot, you at Bubbling Browns, you everywhere.
We spread the love,
which is grinding. But what's next for you? What's your next goal for the BP brand? What's next that you want the people to know that's coming? Because wintertime is coming. I know the sun and food y'all around. I promise you, the sun and food y'all around here. Wintertime is coming. That's when our city get to grind.
Absolutely.
And so I would want to know what's next for you.
What's next for us right now is and that's I'm glad you asked, brother. So right now we are in the
trying
midst,
to do my job.
As myself as a king, head of my family, we are in the midst right now in business right now of honestly figuring out that next step, because we through the grace of God, through the strength and the people supporting us, we've reached the goals that we set. And now that we've reached our goals, we realize our goals and what we is way more. Like I'm talking about, like we didn't even touch what we know what we can touch in the sense of the people and doing more for the people, inspiring the people more. So we sold the clothes, we did good numbers in the sense of what we reached and what we wrote down.
Okay.
And now we're realizing we need to know more about business. So right now, me and my partner's relationship, we honestly digging more into self, separately building to understand how to do more to really get what we really trying to get. And what we trying to get is just the inspiration and the message to spread more, whether it's clothes, whether it's never selling a t-shirt, none of that. It's just our real lives. So taking care of that home, I put everything at home first. Everything that you see and that you see as speaking the energy, it's in my real house, in my real home. I can't speak it unless I'm manifesting it in that home. So we focus on learning more, building more, and educating ourselves more right now. And that's just the honest truth.
Well, that's good. Now, I want to know, because people might think, the shirt you got or, the little fly joint I got already down. They might think this is filthy. Tell the people how they can get a hold of you, or right here in this camera right here, just tell them how they can get a hold of you.
The brand of www.thebpbrand.com. You hear me? The bpbrand.com. You can go definitely get this quality. I'm talking about message of love, message of grind, message of growth. You hear me? Whether you just see the logo itself, which represents love, grind, and growth, it's at the bpbrand.com. We got brand new sweatsuits coming out. Those are gonna be out at the end of this week. And we just represent love, and everybody, we appreciate the love, grind, and support. It's been crazy seeing the amount of love and support out there representing this love is dope. We highly appreciate it, and just know we won't stop. We can't stop. And every time we leveling up, we thinking about the people and how to spread more love.
Well, that's good. And Instagram, he's BP brand, right?
Absolutely, the BP brand.
You acting like people don't want to follow you or something on the social media. That everybody on the social media these days.
Absolutely, we at the BP brand on Instagram, and it's a beautiful thing. And right now. Next as well, where we building a BP media where we inspired by y'all, inspire what y'all doing, and gonna do the same thing. And I gotta ask you on the spot, we gonna need you to be a guest, and I want to know is the answer gonna be yes with the truth and truth with proof. You hear me? When we do our thing to spread some more love, being inspired by y'all.
I mean, I definitely come if it's within the schedule. I'm a busy man. You gotta tell me in advance. Don't be showing up.
Hey, come on, you're gonna have a 2 months in advance
grace period, okay? Because that ain't gonna work with proof. I mean, I'm out here in these streets. I can't,
absolutely.
Oh no, you can't give me 48 hours now. Okay?
Not at all. But
but definitely come through and spread whatever kind of joy I have.
That's
right
all
now.
It is.
You know me, I'm just after it, man. I just made my dreams a reality. I'm maintaining it now.
We loving it
and searching for more goals and dreams to accomplish. So I appreciate you coming to the show, man, and I appreciate what you do for the community as far as loving, grinding. You know what I mean?
And vice versa. Vice versa. So, in a real way.
To you, I appreciate the sweater too, by the way.
100%.
And you got me a matching hat in the joint, okay?
L-I-D.
Dizzy. So coming up next is my man Eric with Network 206. He's going to come here and he's going to tell us about Network 206. His co-owner already just said they coming up with some media right now. So we're going to talk about him when he comes up next, man. Make sure you stay tuned.
In the depths of Belize, the travelers come across the waters, harvesting with their hands, learning of resilience rooted deep in the lands, culture thriving like a fire ablaze, sizzling with a pop and a chop, sharing its ways. Knowledge simmers and grinds into the hearts and minds, cutting away from the surface stories and colonial lies, boiling it down, breaking its shell as the truth pours out and gets plated collectively with love. Spooned into bowls, feeding the soul. Garifuna, alive and strong at Palmetto Grove.
You was off. What's going on, everybody? It's the Truth for Proof show, and I'm your host, your main man, Proving to Play. He counted down a little slow. Okay, I thought he was gonna get me right, but that's my director. He gonna get it right because he the one made me look good on this show. I appreciate all you guys tuning in. It's your main man, Proving to Play. Make sure you like, comment, and share. Now, my guest now is Eric from 206, Network 206. What's going on, family? How you feel?
Man, live, laugh, love, and life.
Oh man, here you go, man. The Love is Dope crew in here.
It's all about the Love is Dope.
And they got a whole lot of L's coming off in here.
Yeah,
but
love, grind, and growth, this elevation, motivation to success. We put a lot on our plate. So, I feel like the pressure from the people that they give to us, that great energy, we got to keep it going. And so that's where it comes from with this, the L's. The L's is, man, live, laugh, love, and life, love, grind, and growth. Elevation, whatever it is for that purpose of life, that you live in. And like my brother said, you got to live it at home first before anything. So you can't just talk about it. You got to live and breathe it.
Well, the proof is in my play every damn day.
Yeah, okay? I know that's right.
I told y'all, I don't care what y'all say if I'm the best. I'm in the game. I never even
right.
Okay. But then listen, I want to know what got you started into getting your own Network 206. What got you started in that? And what's going on with Network 206? What you got in the bag?
You want to know from the start?
I want to know what's in your bag. What inspired you to be Network 206, and now what's in your bag?
Well, where it started from, I got to give my props to really town business. Cube 93, that's where I started from. Yeah, the event coordinations, Darryl Rogers, Scott, who has the haunted house over at the Gorge. Yeah, I'm giving shout outs right now.
Okay, yeah, give shout out.
Definitely go to the haunted house at the Gorge. Go support Scott, great dude. I've been doing his business. I used to actually be one of the people in the costumes and everything, but I also did Summer Jam as well. So I was a part of the event coordinator, Shelly Hart, all the greats, you know what I'm saying? So
definitely some great ones.
That's where I come from. So they used to call me Networking George. So I just couldn't, bear with that. So then I had to drop off the George and just go with the network. And from there, it's built time. Our network, so Mari, when we had that, you know what I'm saying? And we pushed that and everything. So, man, it's just continuing. It's just building. And then, I became a part of the Love is Dope, the BP brand. That's been going on almost a year strong now. And so what we're going through right now is just a building relationship. We've done the building with the the clothing. It's more or less building this relationship to get a better understanding of how two gentlemen work together, you know what I'm saying, and get an understanding of how to run this business together. Because nothing is ever a clean slate. You know what I'm saying? You go through the rough times, you go through the bump the heads, you have to go through that. And that's how you go to build this relationship to run a business together as a team. My brother started this business, you know what I'm saying? And so I just wanted to be there, support him and help, build it up, take it to the next level, you know what I'm saying? So we can strive together. Teamwork makes the dream work. That's what I believe in.
Yeah, one thing I do appreciate is, brothers coming together for a common goal. Teamwork does make the dream work, but it don't seem like nobody wants to be a part of the team.
Right.
And it seemed like everybody wanted to be the head of the team and just not play their role. See, everybody that wins the championship always got a role to play. And everybody ain't gonna be the superstar. Everybody got to do some of the dirty work. Somebody got to take the charges. Yeah. Somebody got to take, sacrifice blunt. It got to be things in the mix for us to win. You know what I mean? And I think in that aspect of you guys saying, we're trying to win. We're trying to win, and we're trying to win together. I see him doing that, so we're gonna elevate together.
Most definitely.
That's a good thing to see in two males. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
you know, males are real egotistical at
Most
times,
definitely.
and we don't know how to work together for some instance or another, right? And so for you two, when I see you guys, you working together and you're constantly networking, network 206 network. Yeah, he's networking. Okay. He got the handshake down to a science. Okay. He know the words to say to make sure he get the information. That's for fact. Okay. So I admire that about you. I've noticed that. And you were Scorpio too. So yeah, I peeped that game.
We got the same birthday.
Well, you know. Scorpios. You know. By the way, Scorpio season's coming out. I mean, shout out to the Libras.
Scorpio season is right here, right now. It's going down.
It's always Scorpio season around here. Messing around with me, okay? Yeah. Hey, but I want to know what's in the future for Network 206. What are you guys besides BP the brand? He said something about media which struck my attention, right? And so, you know, what are you going to be bringing into that media realm, or what are you going to be bringing into the company as a whole?
Well, so BP, he has, and that's the beautiful thing about a growing business. So BP has a whole nother business partner with that, which is our brother Danny right here. Okay. And so he's a videographer, the editor, a great piece of mind to put in from his skills and ability of what he knows how to do. So they have that going on. But if they want me to have a part to play in, I'm more than welcome to. You know what I'm saying?
The teamwork in this.
I'm more than welcome to.
Somewhat like Converge, man. You know the dream team be working around this jump.
So for Network 206, it's just more just you know, one thing I've done is I don't have to be everywhere all the time. You know, sometimes it's okay to just sit still and sit back and observe the right place where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? So I was always in the streets putting up posters, promotions, you know what I'm saying? The hottest spot, Contour, you know, they used to pop off all the time. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you know, don't nobody know. I mean, I don't know.
So just all the hot spots where it need to be. And that was just, you know, the passion of love for the music and the streets, the community, the things that I love to do. You know, I live and breathe Seattle. This is where I'm from. And so the only way that you can be able to be from here is to get in the streets and grind here. And so that's what I've done, built these great relationships with, you know, people such as yourself, Omari, Perez, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the team. You hear me?
What I'm saying? And you know, so forth, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Man, I'm just
man, you still manifesting and keeping it moving with this, you know, Network 206. I really appreciate how you network. You know, I get some inspiration from you because you always to the point and making sure you get the information that you're seeking. But you're not doing it in a malice fashion. It's always in a direct love is dope type of fashion. Like
you gotta be
what's happening, you know what I mean? But yeah, I got this going on, you know what I mean? And he talked fast when he wanted to. I tell you that. Definitely talk fast when he wanted to. But you know, for anybody that wants to contact you or getting a hold of you or wanting to feel like they want to work with Network 206 and what you got going on, man, tell this camera right here how they can follow you.
Network 206, the Instagram, Facebook, Eric Ciroc George, Network 206. You can, matter of fact, just hit me on Google, Network 206.
And you said Ciroc, huh?
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm one of the originators. Me, Omari, Eric, Calligraphy. You know what I'm saying? We had the whole.
You talking about all my brothers, right there?
Yeah, I know.
Big shout out to Calligraphy. You know, I love you, boy. You know what I mean? That's my brother.
If it wasn't for us, there wouldn't be Ciroc in Seattle.
Ooh, holla at you. Hey, did he put his resume? Okay,
so that's where we come from. You know
I mean, definitely that's where you guys come from. I appreciate you guys bringing the swag and that business demeanor up here because you know everybody needs to see that inspiration and then see the history of the grind that we've been around. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you coming to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, man. And I will end with this, man. I want to appreciate everybody that came on the show. D Wilkes, I really, really hope that coming on the show, more of the community knows what's going on in this community, that you find your daughter, because that's really the most important thing about this whole show is making sure you get your daughter. She's found safe and sound. So, you know, my prayers are always with you, my brother. I want to give a big shout out to my producer and director, Cuddy. You know what time it is, Cuddy. You've been a real busy dude, too, but I love you. Okay, Shay, Holla at your Guala game of the week. I mean, you got one game of the week for you go to homecoming though. I know. Yeah. You think you slick? Shout out to BP. Shout out to Diandre Campbell for coming on the show with Warriors Academy. I really appreciate his kind words and his words of wisdom. You know, I always get inspired when there's greatness around me, and I get to ask questions of greatness when they in my presence. So I appreciate that. Eric Ciroc, I appreciate you. Network
Appreciate you, brother.
And I will end with this. We all we got, but God, that's all we need to make things happen. I've seen people work as a team here. I think we can all do that too. Okay. Us as a community can help D. Wilkes find his daughter. Make sure you guys understand that, you know, we can make an impact together. It doesn't always have to be individually, but you got to grind for yours if you want to make your dreams come true. Till next time, it's The Truth with Proof, and I'm your host, your main man, Proof in the Play. I holla.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.